Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to replace the mid-pipe, which runs from the exhaust manifold or top exhaust catalytic converter down and back through the secondary catalytic converter. You'll need a new assembly from 1AAuto.com, 12 and 14 millimeter sockets and ratchet, vice grips, jack and jack stands, and based on the condition of your vehicle, and we'll show you what we mean in a minute, you may need a torch and grinder. The pipe that we're replacing runs from the front, where it attaches to the manifold, right back, the flex joint there, and right here is the flange. These are probably 12 or 14 millimeter bolts. You can tell that they're very far gone on our vehicle. We couldn't even get a wrench or anything on them to twist them, so we ended up using a torch. If yours are in this shape, you may want to consider whether this is something you want to tackle on your own.
And we actually have difficulty from the start. These springs have 14 millimeter nuts on the ends of them, and you want to go ahead and remove these. Our vehicle, they don't move, so we have to resort in using a map torch to just heat them up. Whenever you're using a torch, make sure you do have a fire extinguisher nearby just in case.
Okay, now you can see they're very hot, so they'll come right off. You want to make sure you do not break the studs because you'll end up needing to drill them out, possibly, and it could cause more problems for you.
And we do the same thing on the other side, heat it up and remove it. And for these bolts, there's no way to get a socket on them, so we use an oxyacetylene torch and we just cut them. Once the bolts have been cut, you can pull this apart. You do want to let it cool down first. And just pull it down and out of the way. Use the grinder to clean up the torched area. And you want to make sure that you do this on both sides. And also make sure it's nice and flat where the gasket's gonna go. Now put your new assembly up into place. Make sure your donut gasket is in place. And then you just want to line up the studs on the front end of the assembly and push it up into place. Now replace those springs and just twist on those 14 millimeter nuts to secure them. Now just tighten up those nuts.
Now take the gasket, put the bolt through the flange and the gasket and into your new catalytic converter and mid-pipe. And then using a pair of locking pliers, we just clamp it together just so we can get it started.
Now replace the nut.
and if necessary, reposition your locking pliers, and just so you can get through and get the bolt through. And then we'll just fast forward as we put the bolts in, put the nuts on the other side, and tighten them up. Just make sure everything lines up and everything's tight. Start your vehicle up, listen for any exhaust leaks anywhere, and tighten any bolts if necessary.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.